The moment Arjun inherited his grandfather's empire, a hidden ledger surfaced, unveiling a fortune stained with betrayal and blood. Haunted by visions and shadowed by strangers, he faces a choice: expose the dark truth or protect a legacy that could destroy everything, including his own family. Chapter 1. The Legacy Unveiled. Arjun stood in the vast, echoing hall of his grandfather's mansion, the scent of polished wood and aged leather filling the air. The will was read aloud, each word heavier than the last. "You inherit everything," the lawyer declared, sliding a sealed envelope across the mahogany desk. Arjun's fingers trembled as he broke the wax seal. Inside, alongside the fortune, was a cryptic note: "Some truths are better buried." His heart pounded. Outside, rain began to tap against stained glass windows, as if the storm itself mourned what was about to unfold. This inheritance was no ordinary gift, it was a burden cloaked in shadows. Chapter 2. Shadows of the Past. In the dim light of the family library, Arjun traced his fingers over dusty tomes and faded photographs. A portrait of his grandfather, stern and unreadable, seemed to watch him. Suddenly, a loose floorboard creaked beneath his foot, revealing a hidden compartment. Inside lay yellowed letters, each revealing whispered secrets of betrayal and power struggles. "They lied to us all," a voice echoed in his mind. The air grew colder and a shadow flickered at the edge of his vision. Was it his imagination or a warning? The past wasn't just history, it was alive, waiting to strike. Chapter 3. The Hidden Ledger. Late at night, in the cold basement vault, Arjun's flashlight flickered over stacks of ledgers. One book, bound in cracked leather, felt different, heavier. Opening it, he discovered entries that didn't add up. Off the book's transactions, coded names, and cryptic symbols. "This isn't just accounting," he muttered, heart racing. A sudden noise made him freeze. Footsteps above. He whispered, "Who's there?" Silence answered, but the threat lingered. The ledger was a puzzle, each page a piece of a darker game. Every discovery pulled him deeper into a web of deceit spun decades ago. Chapter 4. Bloodlines and Betrayal. At the family estate's private chapel, Arjun confronted his aunt, her eyes cold and unyielding. "Why hide the truth?" he demanded. She smiled thinly. "Because some legacies are stained with blood, and not all debts can be repaid." Her words cut deeper than any blade. Suddenly, the chapel doors slammed shut, trapping them inside. "You don't understand the pact we made," she warned. The air thickened with tension. Betrayal wasn't just a story, it was a living curse, binding them all in silence and fear. Arjun realized the family's darkest secret was far from buried. Chapter 5. Visions in the Dark. Alone in his bedroom, Arjun's eyes snapped open to flickering shadows dancing on the walls. Whispers curled around him like smoke. "You must choose," a voice hissed. He saw flashes, a bloodied handshake, a child's cry, a ledger burning. His breath quickened, sweat cold on his skin. Was this a nightmare or a warning? The line between reality and vision blurred. Each night the hauntings grew stronger, pressing him toward a decision. To reveal the truth meant risking everything. To stay silent meant living with the ghosts forever. The darkness demanded an answer. Chapter 6. Strangers at the Door. The knock came sharp and sudden, echoing through the silent manor. Arjun's pulse quickened as he approached the heavy oak door. Outside stood two strangers, faces unreadable, eyes cold. "We know what you found," one said, voice low and threatening. The air thickened with danger. "Why are you here?" Arjun demanded, heart hammering. "To protect the family," the other replied, but their words felt like a warning. Inside, the scent of burning wood filled the air. Someone had set a fire in the library. The message was clear: dig deeper, and the shadows chasing him would strike harder. Trust was a luxury Arjun could no longer afford. Chapter 7. The Pact That Bound Them. In the dim light of the underground chamber, Arjun unearthed a faded document sealed with crimson wax. The words inside revealed a pact made decades ago, an agreement forged in blood and silence. "This wasn't just business," he whispered, tracing the inked signatures. Suddenly, footsteps approached. His cousin's voice cut through the gloom. "You don't understand the cost of breaking it." The chamber's cold stone walls seemed to close in. The pact wasn't merely a contract, it was a curse, binding generations to secrecy and sacrifice. Arjun faced a chilling choice: honor the pact or shatter the legacy, risking everything he held dear. Chapter 8. Torn between truth and legacy. Arjun sat alone in the sunlit study, the weight of his inheritance pressing down. His phone buzzed, a message from an unknown number. Leave it alone, or lose everything. His fingers trembled as he stared at the ledger. Exposing the truth could free his family from its dark past, but at what cost? "What if I destroy us all?" he murmured. The room seemed to close around him, the portraits of ancestors watching silently. The battle wasn't just external, it raged within. Every choice carried a price, and the legacy he'd inherited was a double-edged sword, sharp enough to cut through bloodlines. Chapter 9. The Breaking Point. The storm outside mirrored Arjun's turmoil as he faced his family in the grand dining hall. "I know what you're hiding," he declared, voice steady but fierce. His uncle's eyes narrowed. "You're playing with fire." Suddenly the power cut, plunging them into darkness. In the silence, a scream shattered the night. Someone was betrayed from within. The fragile alliances crumbled, revealing fractures deeper than money or power. Arjun realized the true threat wasn't outsiders, it was the family itself. The breaking point had arrived, and survival meant confronting demons both old and new, no matter the cost. Chapter 10. Secrets that could destroy. In the cold vault beneath the estate, Arjun uncovered a final, devastating secret, a list of names tied to disappearances and cover-ups spanning decades. The air was thick with dust and dread. "These changes everything," he whispered. A sudden creak made him spin. Someone was watching. "You can't expose this," a voice warned from the shadows. The ledger wasn't just a record, it was a weapon. Revealing it could topple empires and ruin lives. Arjun stood at the edge of a precipice, knowing the truth could destroy his family or finally set them free. The choice was his, and the shadows waited. As Arjun stands on the edge of revelation, the weight of his family's shadow presses down harder than ever. Will he choose to protect a legacy built on secrets, or shatter it to uncover the truth? One thing is certain, the past never stays buried, and every secret has its price.